What is up, my guys? We are back in line once again. We are one absent today. Good old Tiggy Nation. He's out there doing the Lord's work, winning his softball game. If he wasn't there, I assume the team would lose, so he has to be there. So I respect it. What's up, my guy?
Just trying to figure out who approved his PTO for this episode. I mean, it wasn't me. I don't think it was you. So this is going to be an HR complaint, but we'll worry about that in house. I'm good. I'm ready for the beach. Everything's packed. Everything's been packed since last week. I've repacked the same things multiple times this week. Your boy's so excited to just go suck in some sun at my favorite place with my favorite people, listening to some tunes. We got the ZB album dropping on the 4th of July. That's all I can think about right now.
I tell you what, brother. Me too. Um, I am so excited. I am so excited that this has just become our tradition, and I think it always will be. I love the aloe vera juice. Very good stuff there. But I'm super excited. I have been thinking about it all week as well. Of course, it's been another busy week down here, in GA.
The old
But
holler.
yeah, I'm so excited getting all my stuff packed. Excited to use my new backpack cooler.
Sick cooler,
Um,
by the way. Very cool color. Very cool pick. Very jealous, but I think it'll be I think that thing will be used for years
well,
to come.
that's what I told Angie. I was like, listen, we don't have a nice cooler. Uh, we're not typically ones. I know, we'll have kids, but us, I don't need a big cooler. Like, I don't need a big one you lug around. And I'm like, this is perfect for what we do. And I'll be able to use this forever. I mean, it's heavy duty. You know what?
Yeah, just grab it. Let's show the people what we're working with here. Because when you sent the picture, oh yeah, dude. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it's a little blurry because I got the filter on, but check
I
this.
mean, there it is. There it is. Gorgeous. Little army green action. It's beautiful. Yeah, let's see what it's like inside. How many
It's real
compartments we got?
heavy duty zip.
Okay.
Like no leakage or anything.
Oh, nice.
You know, it's got some pockets, nice back strap, not nice like legit backpack. So I'm freaking pumped up about it.
You should be. You should be. And honestly, I'm mostly excited too because yeah, we fancy the Outer Banks. Yeah, we fancy the beach, but every year's kind of different. Where we stay, the areas we stay in, where our house is placed. I'm very excited to have a house that's how it was when we were growing up, to where it's like a 2-minute walk to the beach. So we can set up our stuff, go back to the house, eat, do whatever we want to do, and then go back down. Like we haven't had a beach trip like this in a couple years now. So that's honestly what I'm most excited about, because I see this trip as being one where and I know this sounds funny, but like utilize the beach a lot because we're right there.
No, I agree. And I'm all about my research, and I'm excited because there is a lot of restaurants and bars and stuff that we can walk to. I'm all about walkability these days. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is. I get more excited for stuff when I know there's stuff around us that we can walk to.
I love that.
Uh, and I'm super pumped about that. And I'm just ecstatic. The weather's looking like it's supposed to be good. Not too hot, not like 95 degrees. It looks like it's like high 79, 80 every day, and I'm pumped up. I'm pumped. The dogs are coming.
Me too.
I'm really excited that we're splitting the drive, and we're staying in a tiny house in
Oh no,
Durham, North Carolina. Yeah, for one night. It's got, I mean, I'm sure we're not going to have a campfire, but it's got its own little outdoor campfire thing. And you got to walk up the ladder to get to the bed. So I'm gonna have to carry the dogs up there.
Dude,
But
tiny homes are cool. When I was in tobacco, I stayed at one in Vienna, I think twice, the same one. And it's like it's so legit. Like it's like you walk into this little box, it has everything, and then yeah, you have the ladder to walk up to the bed.
yeah, so I'm really excited about that. We'll get to wake up early Saturday morning, have a nice coffee, and then we're like 3.5 hours from the Outer Banks. So it's like that's gonna be pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I'm honestly excited too. The girls get to bowl it up a little bit and get to hang out with each other.
Oh yeah, I know. It's gonna be really cool. I think it's gonna be one for the books, you know.
Yes. So we're leaving Friday. We're driving to Winchester, about 3.5, 4 hours, depending on traffic, and then getting up. And I think I'll probably be about 3.5 hours away from Morris's.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, it's like 3 hours, 3.5 hours from Manio. And then once I'm there, I'm there. Like it's fun now. Like I don't
Yeah.
care how much the rest of the drive is once you get to the Outer Banks. You know what I mean?
Well, because that's what I was telling Kay. Like check-in's not until 5 unless we get early check-in, which we normally do. So like we're probably gonna end up stopping, at some places and just
Yeah.
hanging out because I'm gonna have to kill time. I'm just very excited to be with my favorite people in my favorite place. Super pumped. I saw they're shooting off fireworks at 9:15 on 4th of July off the pier. So we'll set up on the beach and watch those. I was kind of disappointed in you because you put all of the restaurants and bars that were in walking distance and you forgot one.
No, there I didn't write them all down.
Okay.
There's a bunch.
There's a
But which one
bunch.
which one did I forget?
Oceanas.
Oh, I didn't write that down.
No, I had
I
to.
think I think I that one's like the closest one, I
It's like
think.
right across the street.
I think that's why I didn't write it down because that one was just that's how I've been basing where I'm going.
Yeah.
Like when I pull it up on the drive to get there, I've been pulling up Oceanas because I keep forgetting the address of the actual place.
Yeah. So
Um,
I'm pumped.
but that Tico Taco is a one of those food trucks,
Nice.
which is right there, and like Pangea's and the Mad Crabber, whatever that is, looks
Which
good.
which if we're that close to Pangea's, that's right by the pier.
Okay,
So that's where the fireworks will be shot off at. The
yeah,
the the Pangea's is in like the parking lot to the pier.
yeah. So that's gonna be great. I'm excited.
I love how we're just like talking shop about our beach trip, but this is just what we do. But and then I was looking too. Monday, there's a little chance of rain, so I think if we want to do an Ocracoke run, that would be the day to do it.
Yeah. No, I know, and I'm gonna look tonight. Do they have that? Obviously, we couldn't with the dogs, but do they have that walk-on ferry now?
They do, but that was the thing of thinking like, would we want to do that? Like,
Yeah, right.
because
I
then we
know.
wouldn't, we wouldn't be able to bring the dogs. But I mean, I guess I don't know.
Well, yeah, we'll figure it out. That'll be cool. Oh yeah, I could just go on and on.
I mean,
Go
dude, I'm so excited.
go down to Teach's, Hatteras Landing.
Get a couple
They always have,
hats.
they always have live music going on there, so it's gonna be grand.
I agree. I agree.
Much
But
much needed.
very much needed. I'm already tapped out of work. I already hit my goal. Like I'm just so ready. Ready for this to happen. And I actually can't believe that it's this Friday because when I'm scheduling stuff out, I can't believe I'm already scheduling stuff for July.
Yeah, I was literally just doing that. Like I've been I my calendar pulled up and stuff, and I'm like already planning stuff, like work stuff into August, and I'm like, the frick, dude. But you know,
no, yeah. Speaking of life and planning, me and Kay did decide the football game that we're going to. We're going October 12th against Iowa State, which should be a good one. That'll be her first one because we're we're already kind of planning out stuff because it's like already almost halfway through summer, and just like Dad always said growing up, after July 4th, everything flies.
Yeah. No, I know, and I need to get some stuff. I've been trying to get a trip planned home. We got to go to Puerto Rico. I think those are our two top priorities as far as next planning trips. We are going to the Clemson game.
Are you good?
In September. Was that September 28th? Yeah, let me just pull up the old calendar.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I live by my freaking Outlook calendar these days.
Preach, brother. Preach.
You know what I mean? I think that maybe means you're an adult, but
yeah, we really wanted to go. Like it's a bummer that we can't. It's just that next weekend we're going to Indianapolis for a wedding, and we're leaving Friday and we're coming back Monday. And I didn't want to do the whole back-to-back like farm trip thing.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. It's
so
like
tough.
Man, it's like I just have been thinking about this today too. It's funny you bring this up. Like there is just, it has been so constant, like light, which is good, you know, but sometimes you're just like, man, there's a lot, but it's just been so constant with things happening, you know, like the past literally like couple years, it feels like.
Well, because I still need to get this basement repainted and reset up. And the only Saturday weekend that I'll be home is the July 19th weekend. And Kay's got a bachelorette party. So I just like Ty's doing his beer games, beer Olympics. I was going to do it. I threw my name in the hat, but like I have to get this done. So I'm probably going to do that. I might still go over there and drink, but I'm going to, keep it kind of bare bones, but I got to get shit reorganized down here because literally football season is right around the corner.
I know. Football is going to be starting. What the frick? Where does time go?
Where does time go? But yeah, I mean, dude, let's just dive into it. Blood and cheese. First initial thoughts. How do we feel about it? We haven't talked about this, so go off.
I liked it because I think people thought a lot more was going to happen, you know, just after that first episode. But I liked it because it humanized so many characters behind closed doors. Like I truly think that is the first time in all of Game of Thrones world you see Kingsguard eating. Like
that's a great point. I didn't even think about that.
Like the Kingsguards at their breakfast table eating. You don't see that.
No.
And like they showed so many behind the scenes, behind closed doors for a lot of characters. Like Aemond at the freaking brothel or whatever, being all weird. And like Allison having a mental breakdown and Aegon and so I liked it because it really humanized a lot of the characters, like in a way you don't normally see. Like I really liked, I hate Cole. He sucks. But really what they did with like the Kingsguard in this episode, like with Eric, the Erics and like and Kristen Cole, like how he was just a freaking master gaslighter, trying to blame the one Eric for the baby dying when he knows it was him. And so I liked all that kind of development. I thought it was hilarious when Aegon took Otto's hand to the king thing away from him.
Dude, that
Otto's like, dude, this is fucking crazy.
So that was crazy to kind of backtrack real quick about, like you said, like humanizing characters and everything like that. I thought it was cool. I guess that Smith guy that was talking to
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
he's going to end up being a character. Obviously, they had one little scene with him in there with his family. So I was like, okay, that's what I told Kay. I was like,
Yeah.
this is when we start getting in, because you knew there were going to be
Yeah.
more people introduced more. So
Right.
we got to see him. I love episodes like that of Game of Thrones. Yeah, you don't want them all the time, but I love the classic podcast conversational episodes where there's not a lot of action, but there's a lot of conversation and a lot of things you have to listen to that kind of drive the story further. Loved how they connected the blood and cheese with them getting rid of the rat catchers with the cheese part, and then the blood obviously being the brothers. Thought that was so cool. I'm gonna be
Hmm.
honest. I'm gonna be honest. Didn't see Sir Christian Cole being the new Hand of the King.
No, I didn't see that either.
And Otto might flip.
Yeah.
Otto might flip because Otto's that kind of guy that, like, he just wants to be on the winning side, and he's a very vengeful person. As soon as that scene happened, and inwardly I'm bubbling a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, the guy that I might not have seen be the one that flips to the other side. But then again, what is the other side? Both sides are splitting apart. Rhaenyra and Daemon are going back and forth. Like,
Yeah.
Daemon's just sitting at the table the whole time, acting like he had no clue what happened when obviously he did. Then obviously on the other side, you have the adults beefing with the kids. And then now Allison's dildo is the Hand of the King. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. No, you triggered a lot more than I remembered. I really liked how they introduced more people. Like they introduced those brothers on whatever island that know the frickin' Valarian pirate Corliss dude. So they introduced new characters there. Yeah, so you can just see the world is slowly expanding. And do we know where Damon even went to? That was the last. Was that the last we saw him in that episode?
Okay, so let's put our conspiratorial caps on, because again, we haven't researched this and we haven't read the books. I want to make that clear every single episode. I believe he's going to Harrenhal. And Harrenhal, the only reason I remember this is because that's where we're at right now in season 2 of our Game of Thrones rewatch. Harrenhal was burnt down and melted from dragons. So I'm wondering
Whoa.
if Daemon is the one to do that, because we're at the point now to where the Lannister army is kind of using that as like a prison, and Arya and Gentry are there, and
Yeah.
she's meeting the man with no face and everything like that. And they're in Harrenhal, and they make a point to say, like, what can burn this? And they're like, dragon fire. So I believe Daemon is on his way to Harrenhal, and if that's the case, that's going to be crazy to see Harrenhal what it was like before it was burnt down, unless it's already that way. I don't know if it's that way already.
Whoa. That's a really good. Yeah, I would have never put all that together. Oh man. Yeah, I'm excited to see some. Need to see some dragon fights. Oh, my favorite conspiracy right now is that I don't think we talked. Yeah, I was talking to Angie about this. That Helena's kids are actually Aemon's kids, and because if you like Aemon, it's clear in the show. Aemon always kind of like loved his sister,
Yeah.
like so. And I just heard that theory. I just think that's awesome. If that's, I don't know if that'll ever be a thing, if they'll ever even like mention that. But I always love like behind the scenes theories that could be happening.
Yeah, and honestly, like, duh, we know it's like the Black Queen versus the Green Queen, but there's still so much that we don't know yet. Like so much has happened in the series, but like there's still so much like I don't know because I just wonder if it's going to be a thing to kind of circle back to last week's episode where we see people switching sides. And all of a sudden we're going to have these people going against these people or the humans versus the dragons. Like I thought the episode was brilliant. I love episodes like that. Yeah, it was long. I agree with you. It was so cool to see the King's Guard eating. It's cool to see like the human emotion aspects. I love listening and watching the conversations. I thought overall was an awesome episode.
Yeah. I need more. Isn't it only like 7 episodes or something? There's 8 or something.
I think it's 8. I think last time was 10 and this time it's 8.
Yeah. Oh man. I just want it more and more. Like I don't want it to end. I love it. And honestly, it's tough because House of the Dragon had a solid foundation with Game of Thrones. So it's hard to compare because like
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because it is what it is because Game of Thrones is so big, right? But I honestly I think first 10 episodes, 12, there's been 12 total episodes. I think the first 12 total episodes are like just better. I like them. I like them better than the beginning of Game of Thrones. But again, because there's that foundation there, you know. But I think it's so well done. Casting is great, you know. Man, I'm Team Black, but Aegon, I like Aegon right now.
I know, dude. Like it sucks because I'm still Team Black. I'm still with you. But the more and more that this show goes on, now it's kind of hard because even they made a point to show Bela just being like, I hate my dad. Like
yeah, like that whole episode was stuff like that,
which really confused me because I was like, all right, obviously we knew there was a tiff there with Daemon and Rhaenyra, but they're together. Obviously, you know, there's tiffs, but quickly they're showing the divides on both sides.
Yeah,
like
right.
Not saying I didn't expect it watching Game of Thrones. I didn't expect it to happen this soon. Like I figured there would be tiffies. I didn't think there would be tiffies already. And I agree with you. Like, I think there's still going to be so many more dragons that are introduced that we don't even know. Like the couple that are wild. I'm sure they're going to have to get in the mix if all the dragons get wiped out because of Game of Thrones. Like, they're going to have to.
Right. Yeah. No, there's definitely going to be more dragons. There's going to be more dragon riders, I feel like. I don't know what that means. Like, if it's distant relatives, whoever's kids, whatever. But yeah, there's going to be more dragons and more people that ride dragons. You know what I mean?
I just, and you know, obviously I'm not wishing the show away, but I just can't wait to see the formation of our first like big battle because like, obviously we know the Starks are in the mix, but people are saying we might not see the Starks again this whole series. Like they show in the preview Sir Christian Cole riding through like a forest on a horse getting ready to fight the other side. So I am getting antsy because they're doing such a great job of deception where I don't even know what first, like obviously the big thing was was it Jace that got killed or no, Luke?
Luke, yeah.
So Luke gets killed at the end, and then Aegon's son gets killed. And then now we're to the point where it's like both sides are going ballistic, but they're talking about formations of places. But I think probably whenever we get to Harrenhal, I think that's when shit will start popping off.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And you're right. I don't really know where it's going quite yet. like, obviously they're going to fight, but like, I don't know how it's going to happen or when it's going to start, who's it going to start with, because especially since now that they sent what's his face to come kill Rhaenyra, that's going to set her off. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch more. I'm excited to even watch it we'll be able to watch it together at the beach.
I agree, dude. And then obviously we know what happens, but then while that episode's going on, I was like, wait, is Aegon's Eric gonna win? And then so he doesn't die, he decides to take Rhaenyra's side. Like my heart was racing that entire.
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think the other Eric, their survivor Eric, killed himself?
I think the survivor Eric killed himself because he killed his brother, and I don't even know which Eric it was.
Yeah, so that was such a, I feel like what is the word? Like such a deep part for such a multi-layered thing.
Okay.
Like, I think he killed himself because in one part of the show, they say, like, I think it was this episode, he's like, we are one soul in two bodies or whatever. Like, essentially saying one can't live without the other. So one died, so he's like, I can't even live. I'm just killing myself. But then I thought he did it because he knew that Rhaenyra was going to have to kill him because she couldn't trust which one it was.
Oh.
That was my immediate thought. Like, even before he killed himself, I was like, they're going to kill him. Because he could have just been the Aegon's Eric and just pretended he was Rhaenyra's Eric and then cut her head off one day.
That's such a good point, because I was trying to track it while it was going on.
I lost. I couldn't figure out who was who.
And there was a leg slice, but then I didn't know which leg got sliced. And then I didn't know who, dude, but that's a good point about the whole Rhaenyra thing, because how would she have known? Obviously, she had no clue.
Yeah. So it's like he knew, oh man, I'm gonna get killed anyway. So I might as well just do it now.
I'm gonna keep it real. That shit made me sad as fuck.
Yeah, it was sad.
Because like two brothers who've been together their whole life, who like just had one mission and then end up having to fight each other and kill. Oh man, that was tough. Hell of an episode though. Hell of an episode.
It was really good. And they both were good characters, like loyal people to their people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was a bummer. But I'm excited to see what's next, It keeps me coming back for more.
And I'm excited, like you said, that we get to watch this episode together.
Yeah. What we also get to watch together is the freaking NASCAR race in Nashville. Shout out CB. You know what? He's just turning into
Tell him.
He's just turning into the championship contender this year. 3 wins on the season. I mean, just left him in the dust the whole race last week at New Hampshire. I think he's on a mission now. We had a little bit of a struggle at time, like in the middle of the season. We started off good, then in the middle, nothing, like couldn't really do anything. And then past few weeks been top 10s, winning. So CB, man, he's coming. He's coming for the cup this year.
He is, and
he may get 5 wins. He may get 5 wins this year.
It's big for us too, knowing that he already won at the championship track.
Yep.
So he knows how to win there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just want to say, like, it's cool liking a guy like Christopher Bell. Like, it's very easy to root for a Hendricks guy or a Chevy guy or like a Penske guy. Like, I'm not saying Joe Gibbs's team isn't on the same level as them, but it's it's not like the Denny Hamlins or before like the Kyle Bushes or the Martin Truexes of the world. Christopher Bell probably initially was put on that team as the lower driver until Ty Gibbs got brought up. And now we see him just thriving and dominating. And I would like to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Chase Briscoe to our Joe Gibbs Racing team. Very excited to root for Chase. I think Chase is a really good driver. He's a young guy, but I think we're going to see like Christopher Bell is, I know Denny's still there, but like Christopher Bell's quickly turning into the number one at Joe Gibbs.
Yeah. No, I know. He's the guy. And Denny, he's reaching the end of his career. I think he's like 42, 43. So it's like CB's the guy, man. We called it early on. And guess what? Never switched up.
Never switched up.
And here we are.
And honestly, Tiz, this was fate for us to be CB fans.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I both know. We go to our first NASCAR race. We wanted to root for a Toyota guy. You and Dad decided on CB. He wins. And we've just been riding with him ever since. And all he's done week in and week out is just show up and try to fucking win every race. Not cocky, doesn't talk shit. He just gets it done.
He does.
Just gets it done.
He does, man. He's just a driver,
He's just, at the end of the day, he's just a man.
He's just he's just a man behind the wheel.
Just a man behind the wheel.
Just a gearhead who likes to drive.
Yeah.
And he drives. He doesn't talk, he drives.
He just does the damn thing, dude. But yeah, no, really excited to watch that with you, man. I'm it's like beating a dead horse, but I don't even fucking care. I'm so excited to hang out with you guys this week. Like I am.
No, I know it's gonna be great. I'm really pumped. It truly. I don't feel like it's in like 2 days, which is awesome.
So
excited.
Awesome.
The dogs are gonna have fun. They're ready. They're excited. They said they're gonna go swim in the ocean and stuff.
Good.
Like, hey, that's fine. You just watch out for the rip currents. All right.
Yeah, and they're getting older in their age. They'll be wanting to chill in the house. Like it's not like we're worrying about a young 2 or 3 year old hazy poo that's 21 wanting to drink all the time. Like she's an adult now.
Yeah, dude, they just chill. They just chill all day, which is nice. So yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. But yeah, it's gonna be good. Excited to go on a little road trip, But first, second of all, here we need to talk about MGK's freaking cover song of Zach Bryan, "Son to Me." Let me tell you, it's better than Zach Bryan's version.
Dude, I mean, listen, obviously I'm MGK bias. I really jumped onto him when the Rock album came out, but I did listen to him in the early days. Like he does have a couple heater rap albums. That song just triggers like when I think I'm okay came out. That was before.
Dude, that was exactly what I thought about.
And then I remember we're all talking. We're like, dude, MGK needs to make more music like this. And then I send you his story where he's chilling in a studio with Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Like he's going to end up now it doesn't have to be traditional country, but it can be like a Hardy vibe or like a Co vibe. Like I think we're seeing MGK is slowly creating a country-esque album.
No, I think so too. It's honestly, country music is it's what's hot right now, man. It is. People are saying country now is like what hip hop used to be or whatever. Like everyone wants to be on the scene, and country's like the cool thing right now. Like Post Malone's doing his country album and country tour, he announced already.
Yep.
So
And I
it's like
think you're
I'm
right.
all for it. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think that his version was better. I'll say it.
I honestly just that song. I like his version better.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which is fine.
yeah. So that's pretty cool. Um, Zach Bryan's Great American Bar Scene tour, which is a freaking awesome idea. Do you know what's happening though?
Yep.
So like he announced the bars he's going to, but I don't think he's announcing when because
Oh.
it wouldn't work out. Like it wouldn't be a legit like little bar venue concert. You know, people would be swarming the place. So
Well,
I'm pretty sure that like he announced it. Like he came out with that post of all the places he's going, but I don't think he's giving out the days that he'll be there.
okay, see, so I understood it differently, and you might be right.
I
I
could be wrong.
I thought all of those select bars are getting early access to his album, and those bars will be playing select songs that day. And
No,
then he said he was going to show up to a couple of them.
I'm pretty sure he's doing a great. I could be wrong now. I'm pretty sure he's doing a Great American Bar Scene tour and going to all those bars and playing. Let me research.
No, I mean
now.
I just think it's funny that we
I
both
could be,
keep saying I could be wrong.
but I very well could be. Hold on,
I
let's see.
also could be very wrong.
Great.
Great American Bar Tour, brother. I can't wait to see this because I understood it completely different, but again, I could be wrong.
Okay, let's see.
Sweet as you're the sun to me.
That bar.
Oh,
You're right.
yeah.
You are right, which I'm actually really upset about because I thought this was like the coolest idea ever. That's pretty cool. No, it's not cool, but it's still cool, I guess. But
I love seeing a little West Virginia bar get love because I
yeah,
know you've probably never been to Marlinton. I had Marlinton as a part of my territory when I was in tobacco. It's one of those cool ass little places where you got to drive on top of the mountains and then you deep down and there's like a city or town in between and the whole view around is just mountains and hills. And I remember seeing on his Instagram story a couple years ago, he was drinking. He's been to that bar. Like
yeah,
he's hung out there. And it's funny when you're from West Virginia, how prideful you get
yeah,
when like West Virginia stuff gets recognition. But when I saw that, I just thought it was so cool that he picked one of those bars because I already saw they're doing, I think it's Friday. They're shutting down that one part of the city there. They're playing live music all day. They're going to have things going. They're going to have his music playing. Like, that's just sick.
yeah. That's pretty cool. I would love to go to one for that. That sounds
Yeah.
awesome. Frick.
But yeah, dude. That's it's very, very exciting times out here in the music world.
No, I agree. I just had to check my notes real quick.
Sure.
No, I agree with you. There's a lot of good music lately that I've really been enjoying. I love the collabs, a lot of the country collabs with, rappers or pop artists, whatever you want to freaking call them. You know what? At the end of the day, it's all just music, you know? Everyone's like, well, that's not country, dude. Dude, do you like it? Does it sound good to you? Then okay, leave it at that. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Amen,
I get
brethren.
so tired of that. It's like, oh, what do you mean you listen to country? Country's dumb, or the other way, or the opposite too. It's like, well, what do you mean that that song's not a country song? Why is it on country radio? Like, dude, just just enjoy it.
Does it get your toes tapping? Does it get your shoulders moving?
Yeah,
Does it get your
right.
head bobbing a little bit? Who cares what kind of music it is? Just vibe out.
Dude, I agree. It's like, come on, man.
And then I think it's cool. Old Charles is headlining the West Virginia State Fair.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
Sick.
fire. That's always something that seems cool to go to as well.
It's gonna be so cool too when we're like playing for a national championship in football this year, and they show him as one of like the celebrity singers on the sidelines.
Yeah, and he'll be the celebrity guest picker.
Yeah,
for College game day.
That would be sick.
That would be really cool.
But yeah, I mean, speaking of sports, we did have a cool Game 7 Monday night. Canada still couldn't get the cup. I don't think they've won a Stanley Cup, I believe, since 1993.
Jeez.
Connor McDavid, though, is just an absolute dog. And I know we're not a hockey podcast and know a lot about hockey, but I think hockey itself for the casual fan base is growing. And it's just cool to see the athletes and kind of what they're able to do now. Great Game 7. And yeah, the NBA draft is tonight too. To know nothing about that, but I don't know, brother. I'm really anymore. I'm locked in on NASCAR, football, and then WVU college basketball. And I'll be honest, anything else, I'll watch if it's on TV. But I've kind of just shaved down because my brain can only take so much these days.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you too. I don't have much to give you on the hockey or NBA game, the hockey game or the NBA draft. I don't know. I don't know one person in the NBA draft.
I don't either.
I'm not even joking. Like, I couldn't name you one college player that's in the draft or expected to get picked.
They literally they showed all the names of like the odds to go first. There were 10 guys, didn't recognize a single name. Single name. I had no fucking clue.
I don't know. Just switching gears here. I was watching Hot Ones, and I turned on the Will Smith one. You know what? They can't make me hate Will Smith. I can't help it. Like he just always reels me back in.
Even after the Rob Schneider clip.
Oh, Rob Schneider said he sucks or whatever.
Yeah, he was on a podcast just ripping Will Smith.
I did see that.
And the lady was like, "Well, to me, he was like the nicest," and he interrupted her, and he was just like, "Yeah, the nicest, coolest." He's like, "He's a fraud. He sucks." Like, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not going to sit here and I haven't watched a single Will Smith thing since that happened. I just love Chris Rock so much.
Yeah. No, I know. But I was like, oh, well, I always see what new Hot Ones are out. And I watched it and I was like, you know what? They can't make me hate this guy. I don't know what it is.
It's fair.
I
got something to say.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy tour. Fully Loaded was fire.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Very funny. Every comedian was awesome. Dan Soder was incredible. Whitney was incredible. Tony Hinchcliffe, Bert, Jay Okerson was awesome. A couple other people, I forget their names. They were fire. I do have one insane complaint though. We're gonna play a little game. We're gonna play a little game called Guess How Much This Costs. So you've seen the big high noon cans that I've got from CVS with the how much do you think one of those cost at this wonderful venue that we went to?
Oh, well, since you're saying that, I'm gonna guess high. I'm gonna say $24.
They were $28.
What?
For one. I put 3 up there because I didn't want to keep coming back. 1 for Kay and 2 for me. And it was $79. And I looked at the screen. I was like, what? And I was like, it was only showing 3. And then I looked up and it was like, yeah, those big cans were like $29 after tax.
That's crazy. That's highway robbery.
Because we were thinking like, oh, maybe before so I've had these tickets for a while. I was like, maybe we'll go. It's one of those things where you buy them so long in advance that you just like think they're free now that they're paid off. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go spend all this. So we were trying to debate what we were doing. We're like, oh, maybe we'll go out to eat. Maybe we'll go to the bar. And then she had the fun idea. She's like, well, we have alcohol here. Let's just like pregame and bullshit. And I was like, sweet. So like we drank for like an hour and a half, laughing, telling stories and everything. And then we show up there and thank God we didn't do anything before or after. I mean, that would have been like a $500 night.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe that. Wow. My goodness.
Shaking
And it's the thing is, like, people were always going to buy them too.
Right here, you're looking at one.
I know. You're always going to buy them because, you know, you're there, you know?
Yeah. So we can jump off it, but I just suggest anybody that needs a break of reality to just go laugh for 3 hours at a comedy show. I mean, that is such therapy. Like, I even was preparing old prissy pants. I was like, you know, like they're going to be saying some off the wall stuff. Like it might not be stuff that you like. And she's like, oh, I'll give it a chance, blah, blah, blah. So she was laughing just as much as I was. I was like, okay, girl, I see you.
Good. Fun. That is fun. There's this guy that I keep seeing on TikTok who I want to go see. I forget his name, but he's a comedian, but he's like singing in auto tune the whole time. And I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I've never seen him.
I'll have to send you a couple videos. And he's going to be here in like October or something. So I was like, oh, that'd be fun to go to.
Oh, dude. I mean, obviously we're going to talk about this on the beach, but since it's just us, me and Kay were thinking about if you guys were going to be home for New Year's Eve to just come ring in the new year with you.
I mean, frick, yeah. I don't have any plans up to that point. And I mean, that sounds fun to me. I would love to be here for that.
Cool.
We'd have a grand old time.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that more. I just thought I'd throw that idea out.
That sounds great.
Yeah, man. I just think this week might go down in one of the histories of just like the most chilliest vibes we've ever had in our life.
Yeah, I know. I'm super pumped. You know what? I'm just kind of checked out until we're there. I'm even checked out right now.
Honestly, same. And that's why, like, I texted you earlier. I was like, if you want to do the pod, you want to do it earlier.
Yeah, and I'm just ready to go, you know. So, is that where we're gonna close it off?
Honestly, I think we should. I don't know why we're gonna drag it out. I think that's a perfect place to end it.
All right. Well, we miss you, Tiggy Nation. We'll catch up here soon. We'll figure out what we're gonna do. We may have to do a surprise episode on the beach or something. I don't know. We'll see. But Tiggy Nation, we miss you. All of you, thanks for getting in line with us once again. We will catch you all again next week.
I want to say real quick, shout out Australia. We're back. We were back on the Australian charts. So the Aussies are loving the boys again. It's been a little while. It's been about 4 or 5 years since we hit the Aussie charts, but I just want to say hello from down under.
Shout out to the Aussies. Bye-bye.
Peace.